The year is 1993. Somalia, a nation on the Horn of Africa, is ravaged by civil war and famine. The capital, Mogadishu, has become a battleground for rival warlords vying for control. Among them is Mohammed Farah Aidid, a ruthless militia leader who controls much of the city. The United States, along with other UN member states, has deployed troops to Somalia as part of a humanitarian mission. Their goal to restore order, protect aid shipments, and help end the devastating famine gripping the nation. But Somalia, a place with a long history of conflict and resistance to foreign intervention, would soon teach the world a brutal lesson. The streets of Mogadishu were a chaotic labyrinth of ruined buildings, makeshift roadblocks, and armed militiamen. Driven by desperation and fueled by propaganda spread by Radio Mogadishu, many Somalis viewed the US soldiers not as saviors, but as invaders. The Americans, trained for conventional warfare, found themselves thrust into a chaotic urban battleground where the enemy was difficult to distinguish from innocent civilians. The stage was set for a confrontation that would leave an indelible mark on US military history and forever change the lives of those who fought there. The Battle of Mogadishu, a harrowing 15-hour firefight that unfolded on October 3, 1993, would come to symbolize the challenges and complexities of modern warfare. It would expose the limitations of military might in the face of determined insurgents and test the courage and resilience of soldiers caught in a desperate struggle for survival. This is their story. In the heart of Mogadishu, Task Force Ranger, an elite unit composed of U.S. Army Rangers and Delta Force operators, prepared for a high-risk mission. Their objective to capture key lieutenants of Mohammed Farah Aidid, the elusive warlord who had declared war on the UN mission. The operation, codenamed Gothic Serpent, was considered a surgical strike, a swift in-and-out operation to decapitate Aidid's command structure. Intelligence suggested that the raid could be executed within an hour. The afternoon sun beat down on the city as a column of Humvees and trucks carrying the assault force snaked its way through the dangerous streets of Mogadishu. Above them, a squadron of Black Hawk helicopters provided air cover, their rotors churning the humid air. The soldiers, young and battle-hardened, were a mix of anxiety and focus. They had trained relentlessly for this moment, but nothing could fully prepare them for the chaos that awaited. As the assault force approached the target building, a sense of urgency filled the air. Time was of the essence. They had to get in, secure the targets, and get out before Aidid's militia could react. But the element of surprise so crucial to the mission's success was about to be shattered. A deafening crash echoed through the streets of Mogadishu as a Black Hawk helicopter, its tail rotor shredded by a rocket-propelled grenade, spiraled out of control and slammed into the ground. The unthinkable had happened. Within minutes, a second Black Hawk was shot down, transforming the surgical raid into a desperate fight for survival. The soldiers of Task Force Ranger, trapped in a city gone mad, found themselves surrounded and outgunned by thousands of hostile militia fighters. The crash sites became magnets for Aidid's militia, who poured into the streets, eager to kill Americans and capture their weapons. What followed was a nightmarish battle, a brutal and chaotic fight for every inch of ground. The air crackled with gunfire as soldiers fought with incredible courage and determination, repelling wave after wave of attacks. Ammunition ran low, casualties mounted, and still, they fought on. By dawn, the streets of Mogadishu were littered with the debris of battle-spent shell casings, burned-out vehicles, and the bodies of the dead. The U.S. forces, with the help of a UN rescue convoy, managed to evacuate the survivors. But the cost of victory, if it could be called that, was staggering. 18 American soldiers lay dead, along with hundreds of Somali militiamen and an unknown number of civilians. The Battle of Mogadishu would become a defining moment in U.S. military history, a stark reminder of the complexities and dangers of urban warfare and the limits of American power. The battle left an indelible mark on the soldiers who fought there, many of whom carried the physical and emotional scars of that day. It also had a profound impact on U.S. foreign policy, leading to a reluctance to intervene in conflicts where clear objectives and exit strategies were lacking. The long shadow of Mogadishu would continue to shape debates about the use of military force and the role of the United States in a volatile and uncertain world.